Pacers. Chris, the lineup you had playing the whole fourth was a lot like the same lineup you had Sunday against the Spurs.
Uh-huh.
Kind of the synergy with that group. What do you see from them, especially down the stretch of this game?
Yeah, they're real good in the zone. Really good in the zone, particularly a team like this who is spreads you out so much, and you just kind of force them to play in a different rhythm. We just needed, we needed those guys to make some shots against the trapping and the pressure and stuff like that. So and they did. So that was it.
Big quarters for Nas and Jaden was just kind of an example of them just taking advantage of the pressure and getting easy looks.
Yeah, I think neither of them really had much going on the rest of the game. They had missed some shots that they had that were good looks, and Jaden did a really good job of bringing the ball, decision making in the open floor. I think Nas really benefited from guys, finding him, and he did the same when he was in the middle of the floor too. So.
And had the foul trouble obviously in the third quarter, just only 6 shots. Sometimes you see him navigate the game, especially in the fourth quarter, as they're pressuring him. He didn't seem to force the issue at all, despite only having 6 shots.
Yeah, and I thought they just were not going to let him play tonight, and then the foul trouble obviously took him out for a big chunk of the game, but thought he kept his composure, let his teammates help him for the most part. He still finished as our best plus-minus player. So
Julius struggled the other night. He had a good overtime. He was back tonight, kind of carries that into it. What was different about his game tonight from Tuesday?
More decisive. Yeah, just simple, more decisive. I thought kind of went downhill with force. Forced them to try to stand him up, and just really played, I thought, a pretty clean game.
Chris, what is it about that zone, specifics from it that you think are working? Jaden's in the middle.
I think Jaden does a great job of communicating from the middle of that zone. Really, kind of gets everybody in a good spot where they're really comfortable. With the Nas and Julius, anchoring the corners of the zone in the back line. Jaden can switch to pick and roll if we need him to. He can be at the basket if we need him to. And then Ant and Dante do a pretty good job of kind of navigating the traffic out front all by themselves. They're both really good defenders, blowing stuff up and getting through screens. So.
The game was going to be inherently somewhat chaotic with pressing like that. How much of it do you think it was just chaos versus sloppiness?
There's obviously some sloppiness in there, but it's you don't often play a game in the NBA like that for darn near 48 minutes. So. You got to stay in it kind of mentally.
I know Julius was kind of going before Ant got into foul trouble, but what is that luxury of one of our best players is being somewhat taken out of this game and having another guy to really be able to lead into?
Well, for sure. All the best teams have multiple guys that can get stuff done. And we're lucky to have Julius. You can fill up a stat sheet again. He has. A great line. I thought tonight he made a lot of simple plays on offense. Didn't get the assists in the column, but I thought he unlocked a lot of really good shots for people. Led to pass threes, just forced to do a lot of ball handling too, which we desperately needed tonight. It's great to be able to have him.
They got a little extended run for some of the younger guys, TJ, Jaden, and Rob.
Yeah, listen, we're trying to stay committed to giving them minutes as they come. I thought Jalen played really well tonight. I think he made his first 2, then missed a bunch of other really good looks. TJ gave us some pop early on.
I guess just overall from this trip, even though maybe defensively, especially in some instances, it wasn't what you want, you come out here with 2 wins, 4 in a row now. Just kind of where you feeling this team is at coming out of this trip?
I mean, we're winning different ways, so I like that. Win ugly game. I thought tonight's, I thought our effort, focus, attention to detail was way better than it was the other night. We didn't put ourselves in the holes. This team's playing hard and fast and really playing for each other. And James has done a really good job of breathing life into these guys, and they're playing with a ton of confidence. And they, so they're a bit of a handful, but we were able to, kind of step up when we needed to. So, and again, we have the ability to win different ways, and we're leaning into that right now. So.
Thanks, Coach.
Yep, thanks.